Okay, I wanted to give a quick 2-week update on the garlic curing. And so this is what the garlic looks like right now. This top row and the bottom row is more like about 3 weeks, because we did those 3 weeks ago yesterday. So all of this right here, all this has been curing for about 3 weeks now. And so the rest of it has all been about 2.5 to 3 weeks. And so I honestly forget which row is which at this point, but I know this was row 6, which we did 2 weeks ago Saturday, so 2 weeks ago yesterday, because these are the keen garlics here. So everything's looking good so far. No excess moisture. We got a little fan here, and we got a cousin. So we got 2 fans here, primarily to help push heat out. And so, yeah, it's actually warm on the backside of it. And so the purpose of the fan is to make sure we have enough ventilation in here so it doesn't get too hot. Before we start putting the fan in here, one day it got up to like 114 degrees in here. And I had to get a fan that we had from inside of the house, which was corded. And so I had to run an electric line all the way from the house out to here, which was about 200 feet long. So that was not fun. But we got these, it takes about 4 hours to charge it. And it can actually go faster than this. So it can blow out more air than this. And we have another one. So there's 2 of these total. And so we have the piece of wood there, which goes from one side. And so far it's been doing good. We had a surprise severe thunderstorm earlier today, so it did not get up too hot today. Normally it's been up in the upper 80s this time of day, because it's about 5 o'clock right now. And let me close this. All right, there. I have these so when it gets to this time of the day, the sun is not directly on the garlic, or if it is, it's not on for very long. Sherlock's depressed that he can't go inside the greenhouse. But now the garlic, I think, is curing very nicely. And it's getting hotter than what it's supposed to cure garlic, but the humidity is also consistently less in the greenhouse than it is outside. And because we have the landscape fabric down, it does not get too much ambient humidity on the inside of the greenhouse. I also wanted to show real quick, we knew the lifespan of this was not going to last too long, but the storm today pretty much just about collapsed this thing again. So this thing is on its last legs. The whole purpose of it was to keep the turmeric from getting too much direct sun on it. And so we're probably going to have to come up with a plan B. Plan B, I think we're going to move all the turmeric, put it on pallets, and put it over there, close to where the compost piles are, because that gets shade all day long. And so the whole reason for that was because of the shade. And while we're out here, let me come over here real quick. All right, our alfalfa seed came Friday, and it's Sunday now. And so Friday evening, I seeded the alfalfa, and then used the back end of a rake and lightly raked it to get it into the ground a little bit. And so it's going to take it a few days to germinate, but I am glad it rained today, because that can help it. And the buckwheat is doing good, although it's competing more with the weeds than what I wanted. But, you know, it is what it is. If we can get half of the buckwheat up or 3/4 of it up, then I'll be happy with that. But I do want to show over here. Okay, this is some of the first buckwheat that came up. Let me see if I can zoom in. And the buckwheat is starting to flower. And so if this was done by a seed driller, this would be a lot more uniform. But some of the buckwheat is getting tall enough that it's going to start flowering here pretty soon. We want it to flower, we want it to seed, and we want it to drop the seeds so it could continue to grow for like next year or something, so it can have at it. But the majority of this that you see out here is not buckwheat, it's just regular low-lying weeds, and so that's fine. I kind of figured this was going to happen because it was, I want to say 2.5 weeks after this got cultivated before we put the seed down, which down here, that's an eternity. And so I was afraid that there'd be too many weeds growing by the time the buckwheat would have got kicked off, but there's enough of it growing out there, I think it'll be fine. And I will brush hog it at the end of the season anyway to make sure that it doesn't get too rambunctious back here. Because in our environment, if we let this go fallow for more than about 3 years, pine trees are going to start popping up. And in about 5 to 6 years, the pine trees will be so tall, you can't get them with a brush hog at that point. You would literally have to go in there with a bulldozer and a big front end loader, and you'll have to rip them out at that point. That's how fast the pine trees grow. But anyway, that's off topic. But just wanted to give a little update saying the garlic is doing good. Shade cloth over the turmeric's on its last legs. Alfalfa got planted. Oh, the other thing with the alfalfa is the alfalfa, it's technically a little too warm to be planting alfalfa right now, so we're just trying it. And so in the future, we'll plant it in the spring like we're supposed to, or in the fall like we're supposed to. But we just want to see if we can get it up to get some of that good old organic components into the ground. And so anyway, sisters are doing good, and I think that's about it. And I think that's about it. I did another massive video today, but that was about the house. Our particular manufactured house, there's not too many videos on it. So I did a video when we moved in about 3 years ago, showing all the things on the house. And it got a lot of fanfare. And then people have been requesting, and I've been wanting to do another video of saying we've been here for X long, and this is how we have liked it, and here's the issues we've been having. And so, in case you're wondering, I'm trying to find a shade spot because the sun's back out again. There we go. And so I did a video talking about that, talking about how we've enjoyed and not enjoyed the house and everything over the last 3 years. So that's probably coming on, or that's already out. So I just wanted to tack this in because as far as the normal operations of out here, that garlic being curing for 2 weeks is kind of important, at least for us. So anyway, I'm done rambling. And luckily the storm, it didn't get too hot today. It was like 95 yesterday, and humidity was like unbelievable. I think it was above 70% humidity and it was like in the 90s yesterday. It was like miserable. And so it didn't surprise me that we had bad storms today. And Sherlock's evidently eating something he's not supposed to, but that's per usual. All right, done rambling. And so I'll get this out.